Welcome back, guys, or welcome to your first visit. Today I'm back here at Gettel Chrysler Jeep Ram of Punta Gorda, Florida, checking out this 2022 Jeep Renegade. Now, this is not a brand new model, but this is the first time I have it on my channel, so I'm really excited to take you on the tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior, jump inside of it, play with some cool and interesting feature, take it for a test drive at the end of this video. I'm also going to compare it to the Kia Soul, which is the only other chunky, square, boxy looking SUV. Now we're gonna do all that, guys, but before we do that, do me a quick favor, go to the right hand side of your screen, scroll down, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notifications. If you like watching videos like this, do me a favor and hit like button as well. Well, Jeep introduced the Renegade in 2015, so it has been 7 years, so it's towards the end of its model cycle. I'm not even sure if they're going to bring it back for 2023, and if they do, what are they going to do with it? Now, I haven't really looked at one before, so this is the first time I'm looking at it on my channel, and the only other time that I had an opportunity to take a quick glimpse at it was when my co-worker rented one, but it was a long time ago, and I don't really remember much. So there's only two square SUVs that are left on the market right now. This is the Kia Soul and the Jeep Renegade like this one, and both of them are very square and chunky. Both of them are compact SUVs, so those are the similarities. There's a lot of differences between them as well. So we're going to start with the appearance of this vehicle. The first look of it, I mean, it looks pretty cool, right? I mean, it looks cute, square, chunky, right? It does have this flat hood with this bulge in the middle, Jeep logo right in front, 7-slot grille, just like all the Jeeps do. Now, kind of like the Compass, it does have it closed off, so it doesn't have open space for allowing the air inside of it. And like I said before, this might be due to the small engine that might not need that much cooling. There's also cooling parts right here, so this is open and the bottom portion is open right here. As far as the lights, round lights, they look actually pretty decent. I mean, they do have, this is the regular incandescent lights. They have the headlights here, so those are the high beams and the regular lights. Now you do have a turn signals right here. This one is also equipped with the fog lights. Two different color schemes. The top of it, you know, this is all nice shiny black, and then the bottom of it, it is a matte black as well. So as far as the appearance, they both look pretty cool in my opinion. Well, let's pop the hood. Let's see what powers up this thing. This 2022 Renegade is 1.3 liter turbocharged and intercooled engine, and this one produces 177 horsepower, 200 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission with the manual gear select that is available. Now, this particular one is a 4x4. As far as the performance on it, that's one thing where it's definitely lacking. It's about 9 seconds, 0 to 60. Definitely the aerodynamics don't help, but also comparing to the Kia, this is the only engine option that's available for the performance-minded individual. Kia is also available with a turbocharged engine, which is much more powerful. As far as the appearance of the engine compartment right here, this is pretty plain, and you know, it does have the prop stick, which I'm not a big fan. It does have some sound insulation in here, and it does have these things, which I'm not sure if I like it or not. They're on both sides. This is to lock the hood right there. Well, if you're looking for a small, cool looking SUV, definitely might check this one out. I like both the designs on this and the Kia Soul as well. Now, it depends, I guess, on your personal preference. They're both square. They're both a little bit different. Now, I like this one. I like the cladding that's around here. That's pretty thick, and you probably won't see much of it because we're looking at the black vehicle with the black cladding. But if you were looking at it any different colors, especially they have this orange one that's pretty much pops very nicely, this actually looks kind of cool with all this matte cladding around it. Now all of this is matte black as well, so you don't see any chrome, you don't see any polished aluminum and thing like this. Nothing too crazy about the mirrors. You do have a blind spot assist. I don't see any turn signal indicators or anything like this. As far as lock and unlock, there you go. I didn't have to push any button on the remote, and in order to unlock it, I simply slide my hand inside of the door handle right here. You have the Renegade badge right on here. As far as the wheels, now let's take a look at the wheel size. These are 17s, 215 by 60 17s. These are the standard wheels. Not digging the design of it, to be honest with you, but I'm sure there are different options that are available. And sitting in the back, it's not the most comfortable thing. I have to tell you, I have this seat adjusted to my regular driving position. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm leaning my knees against the seat in front of me. Not a big deal if it's a short drive, but on a long trip, it could be quite uncomfortable. Also, getting in here, I found this space to be pretty narrow, so I have to kind of slide in. It was not very comfortable. And the positioning on the seat, this seat does not adjust. This is the way that you have to sit all the way. So I'll give the back seat and the roominess to Kia Soul. I found it more comfortable and a lot more room in the back here. But let's check out this interior together. Start with the door panel. I think they did a pretty good job on the design of this vehicle. This is the two-tone design. You have some of that black, and this is, by the way, this is the soft kind of leather looking material, and this is good for your armrest. You do have aluminum looking door handle, and then you have the speaker cover with the Jeep grill that's embossed inside of here. So as far as the seating, like I said, this is not the most comfortable thing out there, and you can probably tell by looking at this as well. It looks like a fairly durable material, so that's a definite plus on here. And what do we have here? Now, instead of having just a regular armrest, this whole thing basically folds down, but you do have two cup holders in here, so that's a plus. And in the back, you don't have your own vents, but you do have some connectivity. You do have your regular USB and the regular household outlet basically at the bottom, so you don't find that in the Kia. Let's check it out in the back, and that's pretty straightforward. I'm talking literally, it's pretty straightforward down. So it does have this gate spoiler with the third brake light, the wiper. The lights, the tail lights are actually incandescent. They have a pretty cool design with this X mark right here. It does have the Jeep grill picture incorporated inside of here. Some reflector lights on the side and kind of housing in this kind of rugged looking trim. And 4x4 Latitude on this side, Jeep embossed in the back of this vehicle. Now the bumper is matte black and there's no visible exhaust in here. So as far as the design, it's personal preference, whichever one you prefer. Both of them are kind of different and unique, and let me know what you preferred in the comment section below. As far as the gate, it is a manual gate, but it opens up nice and tall and it's not very heavy, so that's not a ding, definitely. Now let's walk up on here, and the reason I was pointing up to the top portion of the gate, because you do have, again, this Jeep grill. So they put this all over the place for some reason. As far as the roominess, not bad. I mean, it's basically the same as at the Kia Soul in the back. Right underneath here, you have a little bit more of storage. You have this Jeep logo right here, and right underneath here, you have just more storage, like dividers and stuff. You do have a fix-a-flat, so no spare tire on this particular model. You have some lights inside of this back area, which is a plus, and you can see this basically folds down, creating an armrest, but you also can put some longer materials through here, and the seats fold down, obviously 40, 20, and 40. As always, let's hear the sound of the closing door. It's okay. It's probably 4 out of 10 if I were to rate it. Look at the door panel, basically the same as in the back, with the exception that the speaker covers got this polished aluminum trim looking again with the Jeep grill embossed inside of it. So you have the window mirror, door lock controls, nothing unusual about that. Now on this particular model, you do have 8-way power adjustment on the driver's seat only. The passenger seat is manual, and then you have the same fabric, of course, as in the back. Now the seat is slightly more comfortable in the front than in the back, but I guess that I'll give that to Kia as well. And then let's jump inside of it. Let's see what else is there. Take a quick glimpse of the interior of this 2022 Renegade. I gotta tell you, it is pretty cool looking. I like this grab handle right here. This is a pretty nice design. The top portion right here, this is a soft plastic, soft touch material, which is a big plus in my book. You do have those visible vents that are right here, but these are the only vents that are going to be blowing at the rear passengers as well. So that would be one improvement that I would like to see, the rear vents. And then the steering wheel. Let me start this up because it's getting really toasty up here. So it is a push button start. As far as the key, I'm going to show you that in just a little bit. It does have the basic Jeep key that we've seen on so many other models. Right here, we've seen it a million times. So you have the lock, unlock, 2 times to start. You got a panic button, and this is it. So let's take a look at the steering wheel. I like this steering wheel. I think it's the right size. It is a leather wrapped. It's got buttons on both sides, Jeep logo in the middle. So we're going to take a look at what these buttons do in just a second. Basically, the right hand side controls what's going on as far as the cruise control, and the left hand side controls what's going on in the instrument cluster. So instrument cluster right here, take a look. I mean, you do have digital and analog combo. So you have the analog speedometer, analog tachometer. Right in the middle there you have this digital screen, and that's where you have some customization. So you have speedometer right there, you have vehicle information, driver's assist, fuel economy, you have the trip meter, stop start, audio, messages, screen setup, and different settings that you can set up. And here also at the bottom you can see the temperature and the fuel gauge. That's your instrument cluster. Let's move to the infotainment system. Now this is the older style infotainment system. This is the 8.4 screen, and does have the software, which is the Uconnect 4, not 5, which is the newest one that Chrysler and Jeep are using right now. But you know, this is a pretty cool infotainment system. As far as the reaction time, so let's take a look at this. Let's see, driver heat, boom, right there. So you can have heated seats, you can turn them off, let's turn them off. Projection manager, enable projection, yes. Okay, so there's different phones that were paired up with this, and paired audio sources, projection manager. So it does have the Android Auto, it does have Apple CarPlay. What else do we have here? At the bottom here you have some shortcuts. So you have your media, and as far as the media, you have the AM, FM, Sirius XM. You can also select the source as far as the Bluetooth audio. Climate control, here's your climate control settings. Fairly easy to use. You have those slider buttons as far as controlling your temperature, and then you can choose where the air is coming out of, right? So you can have the seat controls. You have the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. On this one, no ventilated seats. And then we go to Uconnect apps. That's basically the screen that we were at the beginning. Then you can go to your navigation system, which this one has, and we can see view map, just kind of see the software on it, and not bad. It's actually the older software. You can see that. The newer one is so much better. I hope they're going to upgrade it. And as far as phone, go to pairing, connect phone, and then you have settings. Different settings for camera, mirrors, wipers, brakes, lights, door locks. So you have plethora of settings that you can change for, in case you speak different language. As long as it's French, Spanish, or English, you can select that as well. So units, US metric, custom. We're not going to go through all of that. That would take a long time, right? So 91 degrees outside. That's what I'm sweating profusely right now. This is your infotainment system. One more thing that I want to check out while we're here is the rear view camera. And there you go. And that's a disappointment, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the new software, the new cameras are so much better. This one, I hope they're going to do something with it for the next year if they're going to keep the Renegade, but definitely this is subpar comparing to the competition. All right, let's move down here and let's see what we have as far as the controls. So you have the volume control, you have the tune, browse, enter, because that's another way that you can control what's going on in the infotainment system. Mute, screen off, you're going to turn that off, there you go. And then you have your climate control settings. Now this is manual climate control settings. You also have the electronic one up on top. You do have different drive modes. So you have the auto, snow, sand, and mud, and you can lock in your four-wheel drive. Now over here you have the USB and the auxiliary port, and then you have a 12-volt DC power adapter or power outlet. Regular shift knob kind of sticking out in here, not bad. And the regular drive modes. Now it does have the manual select, so if you move the shifter to the left, you can then select drives manually, right? Okay, so you have the electronic parking brake right here. You can turn off your engine start stop button. You can turn off your traction control. You do have some cup holders here and a little bit more storage right underneath this armrest. And this is pretty much the interior. Let's quickly take a peek right on top of here. Regular mirror, nothing too crazy. You do have the SOS and assist button, and you do have illuminated mirror on both driver and passenger side. There is no sunroof on this particular one. I'm not even sure if they are available with the sunroofs. This is the Latitude model. So let's take it for a spin. One thing that we never talked about is the pricing of this vehicle and then the gas mileage. So we're going to start with the gas mileage because it's the same on all the different Renegade models, and that's 26 miles per gallon combined, 23 in the city, 29 on the expressway. So that again, even though it does have the smallest displacement engine, it does kind of fall behind what Kia Soul offers. So it does have slightly worse gas mileage. As far as the pricing, you know, there's several different trim levels. I think there's too many trim levels, to be honest with you. It starts with the sport one, which is probably you can find at most of the rental car location, and that one starts at $25,790. The Latitude at $29,890. Now let me just bring that back. The Kia Soul LX, it's about $21,000. So this one is significantly higher than this. As a matter of fact, the one that I'm sitting in right now is at $31,000, including destination, which is about $10,000 more than the Kia Soul. So it's quite pricey, and that might be something that you're going to have to consider when looking at it. Then the next model is Altitude, and that's $30,885. The red edition, which is new for 2022, $31,185. Trailhawk, $31,990, and finally the Limited at $32,190. So it's definitely not a inexpensive vehicle. Let's see how it drives, and let's see if we can maybe close our eyes and actually splurge a little bit on the vehicle despite of the higher prices. I'm gonna take this vehicle and kind of spin around 360 degrees and see if I can fit in between those cars right there. So I can do a 360 in the parking lot. It's not bad. Another good part about this vehicle too is the way that you see outwards, right? So it does have a fairly large windshield. The windows are very large all around you, so very few blind spots. And as far as the mirror, if you set it upright and there's nobody sitting in that third middle seat, that probably is not bad. You're not going to get obstructed, and I got to tell you that middle seat is useless anyway, so probably nobody's going to sit in that. And so driving this vehicle, you can definitely hear the engine. You can definitely hear that the engine is fairly small, and it does have a small turbo. So even when I hit it right while driving, you can hear the RPMs go quite high, and the vehicle moves, but you know, don't expect an exhilarating acceleration on this one right here, especially with the aerodynamics of a brick. Size-wise, it does have a lot of room, so definitely, you know, I would choose that over a sedan. I'm more of a truck person anyway, so I like those better. And you know, you have a lot of room, especially for the front passengers. The rear passengers might be kind of cramped. What else I like about it? Well, the design. I mean, that's subjective, I know. I like the design. I still think I would take Kia Soul over that. One thing I didn't mention, you know, Jeep has always been known of the off-road capabilities, but none of these, with the exception of Trailhawk, are basically trail rated, which means that's a Jeep badge that they get once they get tested on the off-road trails. I'm gonna turn around here, I'm gonna stop, and we're gonna see if we can do, you know, like a 0 to 40 maybe, right there, stop, go. Okay, so first of all, there's a lot of lag right there when when I hit the accelerator and before that turbo spools. Now we're at 60 miles. So I think it's slightly better than maybe the 9 seconds that, you know, a lot of people tested it at. Maybe it's about, yeah, I don't know, mid-8s. It's not bad. You're not buying the Jeep Renegade to race. Let's face it. And if you are, you better do some modifications to the engine. And that would be a perfect sleeper car because nobody would expect that. So overall, it's a decent vehicle. I think it's time for an update, though. It looks like a lot of these technology that's inside of it has been around since the inception of it. It does have this older Uconnect system, which is not bad, but the new one is so much better. The camera is not the greatest. The price is really, really high. So I'm not even sure if Jeep's going to bring that back for 2023. Well, guys, check it out yourself. Take it for a spin. And if you have one, let me know what you like or what you don't like about the Jeep Renegade. Now, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate every single view, and I appreciate if you subscribe to this channel. If you like watching videos like this, hit that bell notification button as I post twice a week, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.